guys, this is Cody from Knit and today we're going to go over my very first tutorial for the Five Nights at Freddy's entire series, and that is how to make a cute Freddy Fazbear. He's not quite scary. I noticed all mine are really cute, adorable, cuddly versions of things, so if you really want to make a cute version of it, and there are those that are going around that are adorable and cute, then this is the tutorial for you. Alright, and be sure to be on the lookout for our Foxy, Bonnie, Chica. I'm going to be doing a Mangle. I'm debating between doing Springtrap and also whether or not I want to do the Marionette or the Puppet. So if you want to see those, please be sure to pop down in the description so that I can know what people want to see. I have this Freddy up. I'm going to be getting Foxy up hopefully right after this one. I've got Chica that I'm working on right now, and I've already got Bonnie, but I don't have the tutorial done for him yet. So, Bonnie. He does exist. I'm fully acknowledging it. Right here. And then I also have Foxy. So you can actually probably get that right after this one's posted because I'm hoping to get them both up at the same time. So without further ado, let's get our Freddy tutorial going. For this project you will need very little black yarn, probably less than like 30 yards. Honestly, you don't need a lot for the top hat and the bow tie. You're gonna need a skein and a half of Vanna's Choice brown yarn, and again, very little, less than 50 yards worth of cream Vanna's Choice yarn. All of these are Vanna's Choice yarn. I like using the same yarn all across the board for the same project. Otherwise things can look a little weird, especially if you mix like Vanna's Choice with Red Heart. It can look just weird. You're also going to need a glue gun or sewing. It depends on how you want to adhere things. You need whatever you need for sewing. You're gonna need 2 things of felt, one white and one blue. I used a more teal color because I wanted my Freddy to look a little bit more anime than the typical rendering of him. I also used buttons for the centers of his eyes because I thought that looked a bit more cutesy. You could also use black felt if that's all you have. I just wanted it to look a little bit more cutesy than usual. You're also going to need puffy paint. I used that for the nose and also for his little dots that he has on his nose, making him a bit more bear-like. You're also going to need a size J or 6mm crochet hook. I'm using a Susan Bates, as well as a darning needle for attaching all of your little body pieces together. And also a darning needle to adhere all your body parts together. Real quick, you're going to want a decent pair of scissors for cutting out the eyes, because the eyes you're going to want to be a little bit specific and nice sharp edges. You're also going to need polyfill, like a bunch of it. I ended up getting, I own a 5-pound box of it, but you wouldn't need more than like half a pound max, like not even. Alright, let's get started. For this project, you're going to need to have a basic understanding on how to single crochet, work in the round, increase and decrease, as well as back post single crochet. Back post meaning you just go through these back loops here. With my single crochets, I've been just going through the very front loop so that later on when I have to back post single crochet, it makes it a lot easier to pick up the back loop when I want to. So I only go through this part right here. To start, we're going to make the head. And the head, we're going to start by making a round ball here. We're going to start by single crocheting 6 inside the magical loop. We're going to increase every single one of those, and then we're going to keep increasing 6 stitches all the way outward until we're at 42 stitches. And this one ends up single crocheting 5 and then increasing on the 6th is the way that I wound up doing that. So once you've done that, you're going to single crochet 10 rounds. And then I'll show you how to do the little bit of decrease part that we do in order to make it so that it has a neck. Our little Freddy guy here has a neck. Alright, so we're increasing until we have 42 stitches. Every 6th stitch we're increasing on this end row here. And then we're gonna just single crochet around for 10 rounds, and I'll show you how to do the decreases. See you there. So now that you've done your 10 rounds of single crocheting just around and around and around, we're gonna shape the neck a little bit. So the way that I do that is that for the next 3 rounds, I'm going to decrease by 6 single crochet. So for this one, I single crochet 5 and skip the 6th. The next one, I single crochet 4, skip the 5th. And then on the last one, I single crochet 3 and I skip the 4th, which will get me down by 18 single crochets. And then I just slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the next round after that. So here I've already done 3 single crochets. So I just need to do 4 and 5, and now this one I'm gonna skip and I'm gonna go over to the next one after that. And I'm gonna keep doing that all the way around until I get to the end. Then I single crochet 4 and then skip the 5th. Then I single crochet 3 and I skip the 4th. And then I will slip stitch off. So I will see you when that's done, and I will stuff my head in the process of that as well. And then I will show you how to do the body. See you there. So just like the head, we're going to begin working in the round and increasing until we're increasing every 6th stitch. Then we're going to single crochet around the entire piece for 16 rounds after that. It should end with 42 stitches along here. Next up, we're going to want to make the nice little legs on here. So the way that we do that is we're going to single crochet 11, and then we're going to go across, making sure that we're at the point where it's only 10 stitches from the beginning here, and we're going to want to hop across there and then single crochet around there. That will give us 21 stitches on our leg piece here. We're going to continue single crocheting around until we've reached the length of our leg, which is about 3 inches or so. And then I'll show you how we used back post single crochet to finish off the bottom so that your little guy can stand. So now that you've made your body and you've done your 16 rounds of just going around and around, we're going to want to do the part where we split the legs now. So the way that we do that is I just continue single crocheting until I get to the 11th stitch here, and then I make sure that I count backwards. So I'll do 1 through until I get to the halfway point, which in this case is 21 stitches. This is 21 stitches from here because this entire piece here is 42, so we're splitting it in half and making it equal on either side. So we're going across and we're going to do a little single crochet across, and we're going to flip our work. And now we're just going to work in every single one of these stitches for 10 rounds in this one little piece here. And then the next round, and then in the next one, after you've done this for 10 rounds, I'll show you how to close off the bottom of the fit, and I'll show you how to do a back post single crochet in that way. I'll see you when I get 10 rounds done. So I went ahead and stuffed my little critter here. I just keep pushing him in and pushing outward so that all the stuffing can get there nice and evenly. I also stuffed the leg because this is where we're going to close off the bottom of the leg. And how we're going to do that is we're going to back post single crochet through all of these back little stitches here. So the back of the stitch we're going to go through, which you can actually see it from that stuffing point for right here. So technically not the 10th row but the 9th row, we're going to go in through the back of the stitches of the 9th round here, and we're going to skip every 7th stitch all the way around. So we're just going to single crochet, keeping in mind I also did a slip stitch and a chain at the very end of my stitches here. And this gets a little bit wonky because of the stuffing, and it gets a little weird. But we're going to go through that stitch. Actually, I need to get my yarn behind me so that I can actually do this. There we go. I'm going to go through that stitch and single crochet inside of it. I'm going to do that for every single one of these stitches until I'm skipping every 7th of it and I get all the way back. That will decrease your stitches by 3, getting you down to 18 single crochet. And do that all the way around. And then we're just going to keep going and decreasing. And I'll show you what to do once that's done. So now that you've done your back post single crochet and you've skipped every 7th stitch, you're going to want to now start going around and skipping every 3rd and then every other, and keep doing that until you've completely closed off this hole here. We're basically just decreasing to close off at this point now. So I do it every 3rd where I decrease, then every other, and I keep doing every other until the entire thing's closed up. And you'll notice that I have a nice little string there, but that's because my yarn I had to add a second ball. I was running out of yarn. Alright, and you want to make sure that your leg is nice and stuffed before you've completely closed off here. Alright, and then you just repeat the same thing on this leg. You pick up all these stitches, and I like to pick up a stitch right in the middle here, making sure that I stay with 21 so that it's not bigger than this leg, and just keep going around and then finish off like you did this leg. And then your body is done. Next up, we're going to make the little arm, and the way that we do that is we take our yarn and we make a magical ring with 6 single crochets inside of it. We increase each of those so that we have 12 single crochets, and then we increase every other so that we then have 18 single crochets. So again, we're doing the same thing that we did on the head, but we're not increasing nearly as much and not making it quite as large. And then once we get our increases done, like here, we're gonna single crochet around all of it for 10 rounds, and then we're gonna slip stitch off and sew it onto the body right underneath where we sew on the head. And I'll show you how to do all of that when that's done. So we do our increases until we have 18 single crochet, and then we just single crochet around for 10 rounds. Make 2. Next up, we're going to work on the ears, and we're also making 2 of these. So we're gonna do the same that we did for the arms, where we increased up to 18 single crochets on our piece. So we did our magical ring with 6, increased all of those to 12, and then increased every other to 18. Next, after you've done your increases, you're going to single crochet around for 4 rounds, and you'll notice that on the bottom here it tapers off, making it look more bear-like. So the way that I did that is that I just did decreases on my way down. So here, on this one round right here, I decreased every 3rd stitch, bringing it down to 12 single crochets on my piece here. And then I just slip stitched off, and I left a nice huge tail for sewing. Again, make 2. Next up, the bow.